Gary from Mr. G Shave, back for a Saturday shave. This one is, I've got a few shout outs to do in this one. It's a bit complicated. I've had to make some notes for this one. So it's shave number 126. Hardware wise, I'm using my Giles Shaving Co bowl, Pedestal bowl. Again, my favourite. I'm using, brush wise, I'm using the Yaqi Cavern, I believe this is called. Yaqi Cavern 24mm synthetic with a tuxedo knot on there. Beautiful looking brush. And I'm going to put that in my Greenlandic mug from Sig Solo. So I'll do that in a minute. And the razor is a razor that I decided I was going to use because I've been conversing with another YouTuber lately, and his channel, and in answer to everybody's query about what this shave was going to be about, it's a shout out to the Henson Razors or Henson Razor Lovers and More channel, and the guy's name is Randy. So as I said, the name of the razor would be in the title of the channel. So obviously, you're now thinking, well, it's a Henson razor. I'm putting Perma-Sharp stainless blades in. This is on the second use, so hopefully you can see that. So yeah, I'm having a Henson shave. This is quite a mild razor for me for a face shave. But I just thought, you know what, I haven't used it for a face shave in a long time. I love it for my head shaves. But this is the razor itself. Beautiful looking razor. So I'm going to put that in the bowl. And that's basically it. So I'm going to get ready for the shave. And then I'll introduce the software as I go along. Be right back. Right, I'm back. Just going to start lathering up. I decided to lather and talk at the same time, so I'm just taking this brush out of my Greenlandic soaker, and I'm going to go straight into the bowl. Now in fact I'm not. I'm going to put the pre-shave on first. So let's wet the face. And I'm using One Society pre-shave oil. So this is it here. So, and it says pre-shave oil there. It's got sort of a woody scent to this. So it doesn't say anything about the scent on it, so which is a shame really. Not a strong scent. Very mild, but to me it's got a sort of a mild woody scent in the background. But this is good stuff. I got this off the Personal Barber Club, I think. But I'm sure you can find it online if you search for it. So that's the pre-shave on. I'm just going to start to lather. Obviously I've squeezed out the brush, and I'm not applying any pressure to the brush at all. I'm just distributing the soap around the bowl and just working it into the brush. So I hope you've all had a great week and that you've got great things planned over here. We've got fireworks or bonfire night. Officially that was yesterday. But most of the big firework displays are going off tonight. They usually do that. It's usually the closest Saturday to November the 5th when we have our big firework displays. I'm not going to one. I don't think I could stand for that long with my back. But yeah. So I've just put 4 sprays of water in there, which is about 2 teaspoons. Oh, I haven't told you what the soap is. This was requested by Scott. Scott, this one's for you. Wholly Kaw Fougere bouquet. He wanted me to use a Wholly Kaw soap, so there you go. This one's for you, Scott. Scott always puts quite funny comments in the comment section below, or if you're looking at this on a phone, it's to the side, or I don't know, not on the phone, but it's below on a phone. But if you're looking on a PC, hang on, where on a tablet, it's at the side for me anyway. But anyway, you know what I mean. Look at some of his comments. He's usually quite a funny guy. This has taken that 2 teaspoons of soap very well, as 2 teaspoons of water very well. So another 4 sprays and I think we'll be ready for the shave. So that's 4 teaspoons in total. Wholly Kaw is a great soap, it's a really high quality. It's also got quite a price to it really for us in the UK. But I like it. It's one of my favourite soaps. But yeah, so good old Randy from what's it called again? The Henson Razor Lovers and More shaving channel. He's a nice guy. I think I inspired him to buy a couple of razors lately. He probably already was thinking about it, but after watching some of my videos he started commenting about, well, maybe I'll get one. And now he's got the Mool Rocker and the Edwin Jagger 316. And I think he loves the 316. I think he loves them both, don't get me wrong. Just going a bit harder now. Really trying to build the lather. This is usually why I do it separately. I do it off camera normally because it takes a long time to get it the way I want it. But yeah, look him up. I'll put a link below to his channel. So look him up. Nice guy. Obviously loves his Henson razors. But I think he's just found a new favourite with the Edwin Jagger 316 and the Mool Rocker. I think he loves both of those. But obviously with that title in the channel name, he's a fan of the Henson Razor. Right, I'm ready to go. So let's get this bit more water on the face. And let's go for it. Oh, the scent on this is just... It's a good 6 or 7 out of 10. Beautiful. Beautiful scent. This is definitely one of my favourite soaps. And it's one that I tend to not use because it's a favourite. It's funny, isn't it? It's not the cheapest soap. I'll put the details up here now. And I don't like bleeping with this, which I've just done. Pointless trying to pick that up. But yeah, it is a beautiful scent. And I probably at some point will invest in another Wholly Kaw soap. But wow, I think this one, if I'm correct, yeah, my daughter got me this. The first time she went out to New York, they went to Pasteur's for me. And I think the price at the time was such that she had to phone me to say, are you sure you want me to buy this? This is expensive. But as I say, I'll put the price up there. If I can get it a UK price for it, then that's what I'll use. Otherwise, I'll use a US price. So, which will be considerably less than you'd buy it in the UK for. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on with the shave. Now, Randy really likes these razors and he says they're excellent for beginners, and I completely agree with him. But if someone is just starting out using DE razors and they're not sure whether they're going to like it, personally I'd say get yourself a Wilkinson Sword Classic, the plastic one, ideally, and try it. Try it for 3 or 4 weeks, and if you start to get into, if you're happy to continue, that's the time to buy this, because this, isn't the cheapest starter razor. I mean, there are others out there like the Merca 34C or the Edwin Jagger DE89 that have long been the favourite recommendation for beginners, and they're still equally good razors as this one. This one, the difference with this one is that the tolerances are so minute that you can't really make a mistake with this. Yes, you can probably cut yourself if you push hard enough and apply too much pressure. You will cut yourself with this, but not as easily as with the Merca 34C or the Edwin Jagger DE89. I mean, it is a stunning piece of engineering and I love it. But it's probably twice the cost of a Merca 34C or the DE89. So but it is an excellent razor, and you will learn the angle to shave at very quickly with this razor. It's a mild razor, to me it is anyway, even if I've got the medium. The AL13, I think it is. And I find it very mild. I would put it on the same scale as a Merca 34C. But why would this be better than the 34C? Because you don't have to learn the angles, you can see the angle. The angle's built into the razor. There's that flat side there is the correct angle to shave at. And once you've got that muscle memory, you'll be able to use any razor out there really. I mean, there are razors that use different angles, but most of them use that 30-degree angle. So that's why it's almost like learning to shave with training wheels on. Do you remember the training wheels you had in your bicycles or whatever? That's basically why I would say this is a great razor for that. But eventually, you may want to try another razor. Then I'd suggest, if you haven't already started with the 34C, I would definitely then look at buying the 34C, because that will teach you more about pressure in some respects, and blade feel and things like that. Because I've got zero blade feel with this, but it is quite an efficient razor. It does a good job, but you just need more passes with it to get the beard growth down. Than you would say with an Edwin Jagger 316 or a Moore rocker. This needs multiple passes to get to the same level as you would on the first pass as a rocker or a 316. It just needs a lot more passes. Oh, I love this soap. This is just stunning. The scent off this. Wow. I'm in heaven. Right, across the grain from me on this side is straight up, as I say every video. But if there is anybody new watching my channel, welcome. And it's just an explanation why I go what looks like against the grain. Excellent. This is a very, very comfortable razor to use. Really comfortable. And is equally, well, I wouldn't say equally, but is, you know, this is easily for me a great razor to take away on holiday if I'm away, whatever, for whatever reason. I can do my head shows with it and I can do face shows with it, no problem. But I do have multiple razors that I can do that with. Yeah, there's quite a bit of beard growth left. I've even got some left on my cheeks after the second pass, which I don't normally really have on the second pass if I'm using the 316 or the Rocker or the Mool R41, which, yeah, that's definitely not a beginner razor, nor are the 316 or the Mool Rocker. But yeah, I can see why, and I the first time I tried it, I said the same. I said this would be a brilliant beginner razor. I'll put the price up for this razor here in the UK, and then I'll put the price up for the Merca, and so I'll do the comparison pricing. And as I say, the Merca 34C and the Edwin Jagger D89 have all been the most highly recommended beginner razors up until the Henson came out. But I still think the Merca 34C and the DE89 from Edwin Jagger are still probably the #1 recommended by most people. If somebody were to ask me on the street what razor would I recommend, I'd say one of those two. I wouldn't necessarily go for the Henson, mainly because of price. That's the main reason. You know, not everybody wants to pay that. You know, you think about it, the cost of a cartridge razor is pocket money. When you go into the supermarket, it's the actual cartridge blades that cost all the money. But that's not what people think, you know. Mentally they register, well, that's $100, that's $80, that's blah, 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 and that's really expensive. You know, these razors are hugely expensive in comparison to the cartridge razors. And that's all the marketing, because they sell the razor cheap, but the blades are expensive. You know, whereas vice versa with these razors. You know, you'll pay for the razor, but the blades are like 10 pence each. So, what's that about? $11, $12? I don't know. $11, $12 cents. This is against the grain pass. I'm just going to get a little bit more lather out of the bowl. So yeah, I mean, that's probably, I mean, if I felt that, you know, the person may not mind spending that kind of money above and beyond what you'd have to pay for a Merca, I would certainly put it in the mix, but I would make it clear that it's double the money. But for good reason. This is an excellent razor. It's not my favourite razor by any length of imagination. It's not, one, it's aluminium, and I like weighty razors. I like some weight in the razor. And two, it's too mild for me. I'm going against the grain, aren't I? But if you want a pretty much risk-free shave with a safety razor, then this is the razor I would recommend. But in reality, you know, I would point out that if you want the real experience, then you've got to buy the Merca 34 or the DE89 just to get that feel. Because this, I can feel zero blade feel on this, absolutely zero. Now that just might be me, but it is, there's zero blade feel, and that, I think that's what it's meant to achieve. but on the Merca 34C you do feel a little bit of the blade. And certainly, depending what blade you put in there, but if you put a feather blade or a Kai blade in the 34C or the DE89, you're definitely going to feel the blade. But more so in the DE89. I think the DE89 is sort of, you know, 1 out of 10 more aggressive than the 34C. Personally, that's just my feeling. Right, I've got plenty of pickups to do. Usual spots here and here. But yeah, I love the right. I do like it, but it's just not. It wouldn't feature in my top 10. Please, you know, don't take it as a negative though. It's just I've got past the milder razors. There are people out there who love mild razors, like Randy. Randy likes mild razors. I think he prefers them to the more aggressive, even though after using the 316, I think his comment was, this is the best DE I've ever used, or something along those lines. But it's certainly not for a beginner, whereas this is. I don't know whether you can hear that feedback. I can hear it. It's very loud, right next to my ear. There you go. That's all done. Let's just see what it feels like. The slickness on this Wholly Kaw is brilliant. There's loads of slickness left. Oh, I've still got some here. Still got some there. A bit more lather. I'm not going to go over it too much because there comes a point, even with the mildest of razors, that you're going to overdo it and you'll end up with irritation. That's it. All done. Got it. Got there in the end. So I'm going to do my usual trick. I'm going to clean up and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. Ready for the post shave. Got one other thing I've got to talk about today. Done Henson, I've done the Scott and Wholly Kaw. So there's a... Recently I watched a... Hang on, let me do the rinse. Cold rinse. Oh. Oh, fantastic. The post-shave feel, once I'd done the warm rinse while I was off air, or not recording, was fantastic, and it still is. Feels great. Feels super smooth. Fantastic. Yeah, the witch hazel today is Boots, one of my favourites. Put that on. Oh, I haven't used alum again. I didn't think I'd need alum, to be fair. There's no sting at all with this. Not even a tickle, which is what I expected. It's a mild razor. Yeah, I was watching Matty Lindholm the other day, and he was talking about a group that he'd been invited to, and they'd sent him this amazing DE blade that was much larger than a normal DE blade and had the skyline of Hong Kong on it. Stunning, absolutely stunning. But the group's called Hong Kong Wet Shaving Society. So HKWSS on Facebook, or look up Hong Kong Wet Shaving Society on Facebook and you'll find their group. You know, I'm sure they'll love a few more members and get the group to grow a bit. So yeah, I'm all for it. My brother lives out in Hong Kong, so I've actually got a connection to Hong Kong. But yeah, go and have a look, and just join the group and join the party. So I now post some of my, well, all of my YouTube videos get linked to all the groups that I'm involved in. So so that's basically it. So that's a shout out to HKWSS. Good luck growing the channel, and it's fantastic, you know, to see that you've got some great shops out there as well, supplying the, you know, all the shave gear that we can get here. Okay, so what am I using now? I wasn't sure what scent to use for this one because I haven't got a matching scent or splash for this, but this came closest. Old Spice came very close to my nose anyway. So I'm just putting a bit of that on. Oh, little bit of burn. 1 or 2 out of 10. But the scent, oh, that's stunning. Absolutely stunning. And then I'm finishing up with Bulldog Sensitive Aftershave Balm. So I was trying to keep things brown and red sort of thing. Not sure why, it just looked nice on camera. So in terms of the thumbnails. And that is the end of an excellent shave. I may have sounded a bit hard on the Henson Razor. I'm not being hard on the Henson Razor. The Henson Razor is a fantastic razor. Well worth the money and in the investment, in my opinion. It's just that there are cheaper options for those that don't want to, you know, spend that kind of money and then find out they don't like DE shaving. I think they should invest in a far cheaper, something like the Wilkinson Sword Classic plastic one, not the one that I used on my head yesterday, because that's not, for me, that I wouldn't say that's a beginner razor. I had a lot of blade chatter and stuff like that. I wasn't really that impressed with it, and it will probably, it'll remain in my den, but it will very rarely get used. Maybe for a bit of nostalgia, but anyway, please don't shoot me down if you're a fan of that Wilkinson sword. I might just have a Duff one, but you know, it felt quite uncomfortable using it on my head yesterday, and I was very worried because the blade was just chattering all around my head. So, and it was done up tight, everything was tight, so I could just have a dud one. But anyway, that's it from me. I will see you all now on Monday. I'm doing the Derby Uster versus. I'm doing the Derby Uster versus. I'm probably going to do the Derby Extra, and I'm going to do it. I've now got the DE89 with a diamond handle, and I've got a DE89 with a chrome handle. So I'll probably use those two blades rather than the Rockwells. I don't know. The reason I want to use the DE89 is the Derby Extra. I've been told the Derby Extra works very well in that head, so it will be a slightly different battle of the blades on Monday. So I'll see you all on Monday. It's bye-bye from the Henson Razor, which is a fantastic razor. If you want to jump in and spend that kind of money, that's great. It is probably the best beginner razor out there, but there are cheaper options that are almost equally as good, which I would say is the Merca 34C or the Edwin Jagger DE89. See you on Monday. Bye now.